Hello, Gemini. Thank you very much for tuning into your love read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, Witch's Tarot, and the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor as the supportive Oracle cards. I'm going to do relationship first, single second. Oracle cards come out where needed. Gemini. We got a double over here. Let's see what that's about. Okay. Angel of Balance popping out too. All right, so when I'm connecting into this, the first thing I'm seeing, your partner has a lot going on here. There's a lot going on with the Ten of Wands. And I'm feeling with the Ten of Wands, there's a lot they're dealing with, but it's kind of the question about, not about just what they're dealing with, but how this is coming towards you. They're dealing with a lot. It's heading towards you. And I'm seeing you here with the Page of Wands, which in this deck, it just constantly feels like that's like a nervous card. Like, look at that. The kid on there just looks like, oh my God, here it comes. The page is usually somebody who's very active and goes through things and gets things done, but it's kind of like on autopilot. And I do see you actually actively moving around and getting things done and doing what you have to do. You're living your life like you need to, but you're seeing it coming. While you're doing what you need to get done and keeping up with your own things, you're seeing this come towards you. Your partner's got a lot of stress going on, a lot of responsibilities, and you're seeing this is going to affect you. Either they're going to have to push off some of this onto you, or they're going to have to relinquish some of their own responsibilities to the relationship, and it's something you're going to have to pick up. But either way, it looks like it's going to be more work for you, more work coming towards you. And it's kind of like, oh, it looks like a lot. It looks like a lot. Now, the thing is, you have a lot of love for your partner. You have the Queen and the Knight of Cups. So it's not like you don't want to help, but it's kind of like helping out here and there is one thing, but taking over a large amount of responsibility in a permanent sense, not really something you're looking to do. Fairly balancing things out and doing your fair share, not a problem. You got to do what you got to do. They got to do what they got to do. But taking on a large spot, an extra amount of responsibility because they overstocked their plate and now there's just so much more to do, I don't feel like you're a big fan of that. You're trying to hold back and you're just kind of like, I'm going to wait for it to come towards me just to see what I need to take a hold of. Again, doing your fair share, not a problem, but extra work, you know, permanently just extra work is not something you really want. Now, this is interesting. You've got some good things coming forward, but it's questionable about where we're going just yet. Because I actually see your partner walking away from some responsibilities. And they are asking you to help take care of some of this, but you're not the only one that they're asking to help them, you know, release some responsibilities to. So I feel like everything you saw coming towards you, it's not all landing on you, but some of it is. So you did see some of it. Some of it is coming towards you, not as much as you originally thought, though. And when it comes towards you, you got the Hierophant, you got the Star card right behind it, and you got the Magician in the Mirror on top of this. So I feel like the way it works out, where this goes, I'm getting like it's a lot better than you expected. It's a little more, but nowhere near what you thought it was going to be. And I'm getting like, you're like, okay, all right, this isn't that bad. This does support my partner. I want to support my partner. You're kind of optimistic about it also in the sense of like, well, maybe this is just for now. I'm not thinking I'm going to have to really keep this responsibility, but for now, I can do this. This seems like this works. And the Magician in the Mirror is kind of like, what do I need to do to kind of like change this a little bit, either so that I can keep it, make it a little different so that even if I have to keep it, I'm more happy with it, or maybe there's another way for me to move it on to someone else, or actually just kind of wrap it up. You have a lot of possibilities. You're seeing a lot of angles here. Normal for Gemini, in my opinion. And I'm getting here, when your partner walks away from these extra responsibilities or whatever they are, I feel like they permanently plan to walk away from these extra responsibilities. They've handed them off to other people. They don't plan to come back to them. Originally, they don't plan to. When they're handing them off, they plan to hand them off and leave them. And I'm also getting the Nine of Pentacles with that. Like, they think this is a sound way to handle things. Other people can handle this. It gives them more time to do the other things they need to do. They have confidence in the people they're handing this off to. They're feeling like this is a good resolution. And I see you putting the effort in to make this better. Either, like, if you're going to have to keep it, finding a better way to do it, or finding other ways to handle it, or, you know, giving it off to somebody else, or just, again, wrapping it right up. If it's a possibility, if it's an option, just to wrap it up, you'll do that. I have a friend who, for some reason, the shopping for the household, they ended up getting, they recently got that handed off to them, or fairly recently. The way they handled it is, I guess you can shop online for Walmart, is it? And they have everything set. I think they pick it up, but, you know, it's pretty much, it's all there. They just have to pretty much show up, pay for it, and take it with them. So that's how they made things better for them. They did take care of that, but they have everything online. They simplified the situation. They pay for it and pick it up, and that's pretty much it. It's a lot easier for them. They found a better way to do it for them that's okay with them. They took over that responsibility, but they also changed how it's done. So that might be an option for you. Because what I'm getting here is what actually happens if you were hoping to, like, get rid of the responsibility or push it off to somewhere else. I feel like you're kind of stuck with it. You got the Hanged Man. It seems like you're going to be stuck with it. But what I'm getting with the Angel of Balance is, even if whatever you're stuck with, you seem to be stuck with a new responsibility, all you have to do is change it. Do it your way. Do it your way. For example, like that whole, instead of going and doing all the shopping, going through the lines, I don't know. I think Walmart here does it. You just go online, you put everything on the list that you want. They tell you when you can pick it up. You just pretty much show up, pay for it, and it's already ready to go. That you just pick it up and take it with you. So just find a different way to do the same responsibility, and I feel like you'll be okay, is what they're saying. I do see this for the last card, for the last connection for your partner. The challenge card for your partner is this is also there, the Justice card. As it keeps going forward, after they've relinquished this responsibility, it seems like it leaves a little bit of a void for them, and they're wondering how things are panning out. The Justice card is after the fact. They're wondering if that was the best idea. After the fact, they're wondering if that's something they should have done. And I see that with the Memory card, which is the Six of Cups, along with the Thinking Man. Is like they're looking back and they're kind of like, do I really like how I played this out? Do I like how this resolved? Is this good? So going forward, they might be spot checking with you to seeing how you're doing, to seeing what you're doing differently. I feel like this just serves you to know this is probably going to happen. For most of you, you know your partner well enough, you know this is probably going to happen anyway. So just having the heads up that it might come sooner rather than later might help you out. Because I feel them questioning if that was the best idea for them, if that was the right move. And they're going to be thinking about what they've done. That's the Six of Cups. Like, what have they done in the sense of, like, relinquished responsibility? Also, how did they used to do it? And they're going to compare how they used to do it to how you're doing it now. And they're going to wonder, they might question if that's the best way to do things. As long as you see it coming, you can prepare yourself, you can be ready for it, you can talk to it or move around on it as needed. As long as you're not surprised by it, because it's going to happen sooner rather than later, as long as you're in that position of being prepared, you'll be okay. Are we good? Alright, that's the Gemini relationship portion of this video. Let's go do the singles portion and see what we have there. What do we have for single Gemini? Messages for single Gemini. What do we got for single Gemini? Messages for single Gemini. Let's do a couple more shuffles with single Gemini. Messages for single Gemini. Messages for single Gemini. Messages. Stop. Excuse me. Oh, again a double card. Wow, there's a clump. Alright, they came out in a clump, but I just felt like I needed to leave them. There's probably 3 cards there. We're going to find out what that means. Let's shuffle these a little bit, see what we have for Gemini. Messages for single Gemini, clarifying whatever's going on here. That's the first thing I want. This, and then that's crossing that. Those are both face down. Okay. Are you cutting ties? It feels like you're cutting ties. You got the death card where you're standing. If you haven't cut ties, you're very much considering it. Somebody has their eye on you. But I feel like the way they do things, you're not really a fan of how they do things. And you're standing in that position where, you just want to kind of move on from this person. Like, I feel like your energy towards this person is like, I don't think they're a romantic match for me, and I don't really think I want to really hang out with them anymore. The way they live life is just not matching the way you live life, and I feel you trying to move on from it completely. The interesting thing is you have the 9 of Pentacles in the past with this person. Like, it's been a very good relationship, friendship, not like romantic, but it's been good connection. Let's do that. It's been a good connection in the past. But I feel like to you, the reason you don't like this is because it always has to be their way. And the way they do things, you just don't like the way they do things. And you're like, all right, well, it has to be their way, but the way they do it, I don't like it. It may have been going well, it may have been a good past, but I don't like the flavor of this. It's kind of like looking at like a vegetable dish. Like, yeah, it's good, it's very good for you, it's got a lot of vitamins, but I don't want it. You got the Ace of Wands with the Death card. Like, you're actively looking to move away from this. I feel like you want to sever your tie from this. This person very much likes you. They have the 10 of Cups with the Queen of Coins. No, well, the woman holding a coin. It's very solid. It's very together. But it's very much... They keep going forward the same way. You know what to expect from this person. They do the same things. They're very emotionally connected to you, too, is what I'm getting. They're very happy with you. They don't see this coming. And it's interesting because, like, this is in your thoughts, and you're actively looking to change things. At the top, you got... Is that the World card? It is. Yeah, it is. You got the 6 of Pentacles, the World card, and the 3 of Pentacles. You're actively working. You're working to move on from this phase. You want to move on from this phase. You're actively working to do that. But you got the 6 of Pentacles. You're not doing it in a cruel sense like just cold turkey. You're working towards it. You're actively working towards removing yourself from this person's life, removing them from your life. It feels dramatic, but I feel like that's what you've decided you want. You got the Emperor on the upper hand here, but you also have the Page of Wands below him. You are slowly, in a dedicated manner, I should say, moving away from this relationship. Friendship. I should say friendship. I should stop referring to it as a relationship, because it's not a relationship at this point. But you don't want this connection anymore. But you get this... The Page of Wands is telling me it's kind of like slowly appearing over time. It's not happening quickly. And it kind of bothers you, like, is this really... Am I going to be able to disconnect from this person? Or the way I'm doing this, is it just kind of going to loop back around and I'm just still stuck with them in my life? I still find it very ironic. It's not like it's a bad connection. It's just you don't like the way they do things. I'm getting the 9 of Wands as you keep going forward. You're holding to it. You're digging your feet in. You're digging your heels in. Moving forward. You're trying to disconnect from this situation. I really feel it again. Like, especially with the Death card, it seems to be setting off the whole thing. You want this connection to move on. Because it seems to be keeping you from doing what you want to do, in your opinion. As you keep moving forward, you got the Magician card with the Blossoming Abundance. You're seeing your way out. I see that you've kind of like diminished how much you see this person, diminished how much you're doing with this person. For some of you, if this is a connection through work, you're literally either going to change positions, change departments, or change places of employment. That's how much you want to remove yourself from this person. And I'm getting the Magician with the Blossoming Abundance. Like, you're making it happen. You're causing changes. You're creating changes. You got the Fool card here. You're out there optimistically. You're just moving forward into this next phase of life without them. I'm kind of surprised they're having such an effect, but they seem to be having a very strong effect. Now, I feel you got the indecision crossing the heart chakra reversed. I feel like literally the way you are solving this is whatever that is you're connected with this person with, you're changing the situation. So if it's a work situation, you're literally not around them anymore. If it's a friendship, or like for example, you go to the same gym, or you're in the part of the same organization, you're changing gyms. You're changing. You're getting a part. You're becoming a part of a different organization. The indecision on his side is telling me you don't even need to make a decision anymore. You might have been. It might have been before, but the heart chakra reversed is like you're literally changing things that dramatically. Heart chakra reversed is telling me you're removing something that you were very much a part of. I don't know what it is about this person, but you literally want away from them completely. Like they must have like done something that really got under your skin. If this reading is hitting, like that's very interesting to me, because this is really motivated that way. And once you've done so and you've moved on, you're happy. To you, it does seem quite harsh. Even you are saying, yeah, this is harsh. This is quite a dramatic way to take care of it. But it's giving you the outcome you want. You want this person out of your life. This is very, very dramatic. And I'm just like, for something that was good at one point, but you just really want away from it, I feel like you've tried to get away from this before. And that might be the big thing. To get this person out of your life, this is what it takes, and this is what you're willing to do. Single Gemini, really? You're removing this person from your life because they just linger. You don't want them romantically, they just linger, and you're taking these dramatic steps because you've decided they have to be out, and this is what you're doing, and they're out. That's that. Because you're changing the whole situation, it's like that's why indecision doesn't matter. You don't even have to make a decision, because now that they're no longer around, it doesn't matter. And they're gone. They're done. That's finished. You literally got what you wanted. You got them out of your life. And that's how that ends. Okay. I'm going to shut that down there. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.